What up, Kings? Mufada here, the Programmatic King. Hope you're well. In this video, I want to talk about a topic that a lot of people are not talking about right now. Matter of fact, I've not seen any marketers discussing about what's currently happening right now. It's very obvious to the silent majority, but I think amongst a lot of marketers, at least the majority of marketers, they kind of know there's change happening, but they don't really know or want to acknowledge that we are in the middle of a culture shift right now. It's very difficult to acknowledge things changing, especially when you have really invested into the status quo. If you look at what's happening in Hollywood, a lot of Hollywood movies they're not doing well. I mean, it just seems like every single movie that comes out of Hollywood is going under, is losing money. It just seems like every single game that's coming out is losing money. Now, personally, I'm not a gamer, but I do track all these things that are happening because I'm a marketer after all. My job as a marketer is to understand what's happening in society, in culture, so I can understand where the attention is shifting to, so I can make my marketing decisions because I'm dealing with big budgets, you understand? So are you. You're probably dealing with big budgets right now. Your advertisers have entrusted you to handle big budgets, and they've entrusted you to understand where the attention is going and how to spend these big budgets. And if you are the person that is ignorant to what is happening right now, this culture shift that we're witnessing right now, then your future as a marketer is doomed. Just like Hollywood, just like a lot of gaming studios right now that are losing billions, millions of dollars. And I think I understand what happened here. There's been a lot of people that have been in charge in Hollywood and the gaming industry, and some marketers too, that have completely ignored their core demographics. I mean, there are countless stories of brands that have completely alienated their core audiences, and they're getting punished for it. Now, some brands are waking up to this, which is good. It's exciting. We saw recently the owner of LA Times putting out a tweet on X that he's about to change things up over there, to accommodate what he sees is a shift in attention. Human beings are very predictable, you see. We are predictable. I know I'm predictable to some extent. I sometimes see how people behave. I'm self-aware nowadays because I've observed too many people go under because they are not making decisions based on their own due diligence. Instead, what they're doing is they're following somebody else. So what happens is when you follow somebody else and you don't do your own due diligence, you'll face the consequences of such action, whether good or bad. So it's in your best interest to know that whoever you're following is on the right path. As marketers, it's not enough anymore to just be copying what the other marketers are doing, because typically what happens is when you run these big programmatic campaigns or social campaigns or search campaigns, a lot of people copy each other. I can't tell you how many agencies or publishers that I worked with, specifically agencies I worked with, that have copied another agency's strategy. And I think part of it is because they don't have confidence in themselves. See, everything comes down to that, right? Everything comes down to confidence. How confident are you that what you're doing is the right thing? And unfortunately, most people are not confident because they don't do their own due diligence. They ignore the fundamentals. I'll give you a good example. For a long time, for many years, marketers have focused on one major demographic as the big spenders. 80% of purchasing decisions are made by one demographic. These are women between the ages of 25 to 54. We're seeing a massive culture shift where that same demographic is not doing so well anymore. So if you bet everything, if you're the type of marketer that bet everything on this demographic and does not allow room to explore other demographics to see how other demographics are doing compared to this core demographic, then you're gonna miss out on a lot of money. Maybe you're a marketer that's worked with 5 different agencies over the last 10, 15 years. You're going to use the same strategy that you're used to. You're going to copy the same strategy from agency to agency to agency. But at some point, that strategy hits a brick wall. With inflation, with the cost of living, with people not starting families, people are struggling out here. So if you bet on one demographic for all your campaigns, you will be in big trouble. What I'm saying is this. With this new culture shift that we're experiencing, we're in the middle of right now, I would even say it's a cultural revolution we're experiencing. We're going to see an emergence of brand new demographics that have been ignored for decades, making a lot of money, having access to wealth, starting to level up financially. And those demographics you cannot ignore anymore, because these demographics are actually shifting culture. They're shifting even the political landscape. So if you ignore these demographics, you will be in trouble in the future, because these guys are not playing games. And that's what we focus on here at Programmatic Kings. So if you're a brand, if you're an agency, let's start with brands first. If you're a brand that understands what I'm talking about, then let's talk, because I know how to get them and I know how to market to these guys. If you're an advertiser, meaning if you're an agency and you understand what I'm talking about here, then let's talk. I put a link to my calendar in the description of this video. I want to show you how you can reach these demographics that are not struggling despite the economy. Yes, the economy is in the toilet right now. The economy is not doing so well, but I promise you, there are guys out there with a lot of money. They're stacking up a lot of money right now, and they cannot be ignored because they have the money and they can convert. So I can help you get in front of these audiences and get them to convert on your campaigns. You can run the campaigns like you've done over the last 10 years. Eventually, you're going to reach a point of diminishing returns, because what happens is with a lot of marketers, and I'm seeing this even in Hollywood, I'm seeing this in the gaming industry. Just because your budgets are massive does not mean you're going to win in the end. We're entering into a new era right now that requires massive efficiency. What I mean by that is you can have $1 million as an ad budget, and I can have half of that. But my campaigns are going to convert 2 or 3 times better than yours, even though you have double my budget. For the simple fact that you might not understand that this same audience that you've been reaching out to doesn't have any money anymore. But I do know that the audiences that I'm reaching out to has the money to spend, has a lot of disposable income. See, as a marketer, if you're selling products online, you have to be cognizant of who has the money. Like I said, let's talk, let's chop it up, and schedule time in the description. I'll see you in the next video.